Welcome back to The Watchman from TBN's Jerusalem studio. We're talking to Chris Mitchell, Yoram Editor, two top Middle East experts on what's happening in this crazy, chaotic region. But it's a region where Israel is an island of stability, Yoram, and we're seeing the world start to recognize that. New alliances in Latin America, Africa, India, and beyond. Talk about some of the good things that are happening for Israel diplomatically around the world.
The current reality of Israel in 2018 is an outcome of the scarcity of resources and scarcity of allies in this region. And Israel has developed the old Jewish tendency of considering challenges and threats as opportunities in disguise. We have to prevail, and therefore we innovate and we develop cutting-edge technologies militarily as well as economically in the area of irrigation and agriculture and health and medicine, and certainly in the whole gamut of aspects of computer sciences. The world around us has recognized it. Not only the developed world, but primarily the underdeveloped world, which has considered Israel to be a major source which could pull them up to the level of the Western world today. But as a result, we've also developed very productive ties with hostile elements, such as Erdogan of Turkey, probably anti-Semite leader, certainly anti-Israel, anti-US. In the year 2005, the trade balance between Israel and Turkey was roughly $2 billion annual trade balance. Today, it's around $5.5–6 billion. Namely, even the hostile Erdogan could not miss the big opportunities in trading with Israel. And one example is his son. His son owns shipping lane, which every single day sends ships to Israel, which download Turkish export and upload Israeli exports to Turkey.
Erdogan, by the way, we talk about some of the players in this region. He's another one to keep an eye on, to say the least. Chris, Yoram outlined the great medical, the scientific, the high-tech advancements that Israel's blessing the world with, and people are noticing. Cyber is another factor. Talk about something you've reported on a lot here in Jerusalem, the amazing biblical and archaeological discoveries and breakthroughs that prove the Jewish people's ancestral claim to this land.
Yeah. Amazing story. And I just want to say first, Eric, what a privilege to be with you. You really speak so well and tell Israel's story. And Yoram, which I think is the premier U.S.-Israeli expert.
Yes.
But as you say, prophecy is really unfolding before our eyes. The city of David is right behind us. There's an amazing discoveries going on there as they see prophecy unfolding and they see the Bible story being verified almost on a weekly or monthly basis. You see, for example, the seal from King Hezekiah. You see the names of the Bible literally come alive. And when you talk about as well about Startup Nation, we were at a conference called Our Crowd, which is one of the premier ways of people can investing in Israel. Thousands of people coming from around the world to actually dig into, get into the Startup Nation. We have literally more startups here in Israel per capita than almost any place in the world. And so you see that as well, part of the prophecy. Israel becoming a light to the nations. One other thing, Eric, is CBN is having a new documentary to coincide with the 70th anniversary of Israel called To Life. And Israel, as in a humanitarian way, is one of the first responders around the world for earthquakes and natural disasters. It really, in a practical way, it goes out to help nations and is becoming, as the Bible said, a light unto the nations.
Yeah, Chris, great point there. There's an earthquake in Mexico City. There's a hurricane in Houston. Israeli first responders are the first ones on the ground. Last question, Chris, as we wrap up. You've been here for close to 20 years. On the ground, reporting the story to the world for CBN News. Good things are just ahead, right?
It's amazing. I mean, when you look at, just celebrated last year, 50th anniversary of the reunification of the city of Jerusalem behind us for the first time in more than 2,000 years. The 70th anniversary, 70 years ago, Israel was a nation of about 600,000. Today, it's about over almost 8 million, and it's becoming not only survived, 5 Arab armies through the 67 war, the 48 war, the 73 war. It's thriving, and it's really a miracle to see what's happening in Israel today.
Only God.
Only God.
Only God. Yeah. Chris Mitchell, Jerusalem Dateline, CBNnews.com. You're an Edinger, the EdingerReport.com. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We will do it again, maybe this year in Jerusalem. Big year, number 70. After the break, my final thoughts on why all of this matters to you. Stick around.